Have you ever paused to consider what it's truly like to reach your golden years and find your home surprisingly quiet? Not just for a passing moment, but the kind of quiet that greets you in the morning, sits with you at every meal, and tucks you in at night without a single conversation. It's a reality many of us don't discuss until we're living it, and at that point, it's easy to feel adrift. But here's a comforting thought. Spending your later years by yourself doesn't have to lead to a sense of isolation. In truth, there are concrete steps you can take right now to foster mental resilience, emotional stability, and physical well-being, even when you are the only one at home. In this video, we'll explore 4 vital practices for every senior who is living independently. These aren't just feel-good platitudes or superficial tips. They are powerful habits, born from real-life wisdom and supported by psychological insights. Each one is straightforward, practical, and remarkably effective. So, whether you are currently living on your own or anticipate that you might be in the future, this guide will help you make this chapter of your life not only manageable but also deeply meaningful. Because you continue to deserve tranquility, a sense of purpose, and profound dignity, regardless of your age or who is by your side. And be sure to stay with us until the very end. Our final piece of advice might just be the one that completely transforms your perspective on solitude in your senior years. It's a strategy that has empowered countless older adults to not just get by, but to truly flourish. Let's begin. Number 1. The comfort of a consistent daily rhythm. One of the first things to become hazy when you are on your own in your later years is your perception of time. Without the comings and goings of others, or a schedule filled with appointments and social gatherings, the days can easily blend into one another. You might find yourself having your first meal in the afternoon, remaining in your loungewear all day, or even losing track of which day of the week it is. While this might seem trivial initially, over time, this lack of structure can erode your mental sharpness and emotional equilibrium. That's why establishing a simple, consistent daily rhythm is one of the most beneficial things you can do. It doesn't need to be rigid or overly complex, but a fundamental framework that gives your day a clear beginning, middle, and end. Consider waking at a regular hour, freshening up, and getting dressed, even if you're not expecting company. Prepare a nourishing breakfast. Set aside dedicated time for some light activity, a favorite pastime, or simply enjoying some fresh air. Have your evening meal at a set time, and turn in for the night at a sensible hour. This kind of routine isn't about staying occupied for the sake of it. It's about providing your mind and body with a dependable structure. When your surroundings are quiet and your social interactions have lessened, the predictability of a daily schedule can offer the sense of order and serenity your mind craves. Psychologists frequently note that human beings are naturally inclined towards rhythm, and as we age, this becomes even more crucial. A steady rhythm helps to keep feelings of anxiety at bay, promotes better sleep, and can even aid in digestion and cognitive function. Take, for example, a gentleman named Arthur, an 81-year-old from Ohio. After his wife passed away, he felt adrift in a sea of unstructured time. The days became a blur. However, once he committed to creating a daily rhythm, starting with the simple acts of making his bed and opening the blinds at the same time each morning, he felt a renewed sense of command over his days. He gradually incorporated morning strolls and a relaxing cup of evening tea. These small anchor points gave his days shape, and with that, a profound sense of tranquility. When you live by yourself, it's easy to let the hours drift by. But the absence of others doesn't have to signify an absence of order. In fact, a daily rhythm is one of your most potent allies in safeguarding your mental and emotional wellness. It's a quiet form of self-respect that you will feel the positive effects of day in and day out. Number 2, gentle activity for a supple body and sharp mind. One of the most challenging aspects of aging alone is how motionless life can become. You might wake up, move from your bed to a comfortable chair, perhaps take a short walk to the kitchen, and then return to your seat. Hours can go by with very little physical exertion. Over time, your body notices. Your back may feel tight, your joints might start to ache, your sense of balance could weaken, and soon, even the simple act of standing up can feel like a chore. But here's something that is often overlooked. You don't need access to a fitness center, a complicated exercise regimen, or specialized equipment to remain active. What you truly need is consistency and the desire to keep your body in motion, even in small, manageable ways. Movement does more than just maintain your muscles and bones. It is also intricately linked to your emotional state, your memory, and how clear your thinking remains as you get older. A walk to the end of the block and back, stretching your arms while waiting for the coffee to brew, or even standing up and sitting down 10 times from your favorite armchair. All of these actions send a vital signal to your body: you are still needed. Indeed, research has demonstrated that light, daily physical activity in older adults can decrease the risk of depression, enhance sleep quality, and even help in postponing cognitive decline. This means that staying active is not only beneficial for your cardiovascular system and your limbs, but it's also essential for your peace of mind. Consider Beatrice, a 78-year-old living by herself in a peaceful part of Florida. After her husband was gone, she seldom ventured out. Her knees started to bother her, and she felt perpetually weary. Then, one morning, she made the decision to walk to her mailbox. She repeated it the next day. A few weeks later, she was walking the entire length of her street. It didn't revolutionize her life instantly, but it gave her a small, positive goal for each morning. She mentioned feeling more alert, less anxious, and a renewed sense of pride in her body's abilities. This isn't about transforming into a senior athlete. It's about preserving your autonomy. When you keep your body moving, you're not just limbering up your muscles, you're extending the timeline of your independence. You are giving yourself more years of being able to get out of bed unassisted, prepare your own meals, tend to your plants, and just as importantly, gentle movement reconnects you with the world outside. A walk around the neighborhood could mean a friendly wave to a neighbor, feeling the warmth of the sun, or hearing the cheerful sound of birds. These small moments are significant. They serve as a reminder that even if you live alone, you are still a part of a larger community. So, move a little bit every day. Not because anyone is watching, but because you are still here, and your body at every age deserves to be utilized, honored, and looked after. If you are finding these insights helpful, please let us know by typing the number 2 in the comments below. And if you haven't already, we invite you to subscribe and click the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos. Your encouragement helps us to continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now let's continue. Number 3, meaningful social ties in small, steady ways. When you get older and live by yourself, the silence can be a peculiar thing. Some days it brings a sense of peace. On other days, it can feel like a heavy blanket on your spirit. You might go for long stretches without hearing your own name spoken aloud. And even if you are a person who cherishes their independence, there comes a point where excessive isolation can start to wear away at your emotional health. But here is a common misconception. Staying socially engaged doesn't require a large circle of friends or a calendar packed with social events. It doesn't mean you have to push yourself into noisy environments or try to be the center of attention. It simply means ensuring that, in some small, consistent manner, you are still connecting with others. Even a brief 5-minute phone call, a weekly chat with a neighbor over the fence, or a friendly exchange with the clerk at your neighborhood market can carry immense emotional significance. These small points of human contact remind you that you are still noticed, still listened to, and still a part of the fabric of the world. There is solid science to back this up. Studies indicate that older adults who maintain even minimal social contact tend to have stronger immune systems, lower instances of depression, and even a decreased likelihood of developing dementia. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a testament to how fundamentally we are wired for emotional connection. Take Robert, for instance, an 83-year-old who lives on his own after his children moved to different parts of the country. For a time, his only conversations were during doctor's visits. Then one day, he offered to collect his neighbor's mail while they were on vacation. This small act of kindness led to a warm thank you, which blossomed into regular Saturday morning coffees. It wasn't a dramatic change, but it gave him something to anticipate and someone to converse with who genuinely cared. If there's someone in your life you haven't connected with in a while, think about making that call. If there's a neighbor you usually just wave to, try offering a warm hello and asking how they are doing. These gestures don't just brighten the other person's day. They breathe new life into your own spirit. There is also a special kind of connection that comes from a shared sense of purpose. Many seniors discover that volunteering or mentoring, whether it's reading stories to children at the local library or simply lending a compassionate ear to someone in need, provides a deep sense of contribution. You may be by yourself in your house, but your presence, your life experiences, and your wisdom are still incredibly valuable. Loneliness isn't determined by the number of people around you. It's the feeling of being disconnected. And that feeling can be changed one conversation, one kind act, one new connection at a time. So, reach out even if it feels a little daunting. Extend an invitation, even if it's just for a cup of tea or a short walk. Staying socially connected isn't about running from solitude. It's about ensuring that solitude doesn't morph into emptiness. Because you deserve to feel cherished, needed, and remembered, no matter your living situation. Number 4. A personal pursuit that gives you a reason to rise. There's a subtle challenge in our later years that often goes unmentioned. It's not just the feeling of loneliness or physical limitations. It's the erosion of purpose. When your career concludes, your home becomes quiet, and people no longer rely on you in the same way, it can begin to feel as though you are no longer essential, as if the most significant chapters of your life have already been written. But let me share something vital with you. That feeling is not the truth. A sense of purpose doesn't have a retirement age, and it doesn't vanish when others no longer demand your time. It simply transforms. And when you are living alone, discovering its new form becomes one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. Purpose doesn't need to be monumental. It doesn't require an audience or applause. It just needs to be meaningful to you. It could be something as unassuming as writing letters to your grandchildren, tending to a small herb garden on your windowsill, keeping a daily journal, or refinishing a piece of old furniture. Perhaps it's making a daily phone call to check on a friend or documenting your life's journey for your family to cherish. The crucial element is that it gives you a reason to get out of bed, to engage your mind, and to care about something. It lends structure to your days and instills a quiet sense of pride in your heart. There's a gentleman named Frank, aged 79, who lives by himself in a small town in Pennsylvania. After his beloved wife passed on, he battled a profound sense of emptiness. The silence was overwhelming. Then, one day, he unearthed an old box of his wife's recipes. He decided to try and cook one. He didn't do it for anyone else, but in the simple act of following her instructions, he found comfort and meaning. Slowly, the house didn't feel quite so empty anymore. Psychologists affirm that having a sense of purpose, no matter how small, is directly correlated with improved mental health, reduced stress, and even a longer life expectancy in older adults. This is because the human spirit is not designed to simply drift. It is designed to have a direction. When you have a purpose, your days are not just passing by. They are imbued with meaning. You aren't just getting through the day. You are contributing, even if it's just to your own sense of dignity. And here is something many people forget. Being alone provides you with the freedom to explore, to experiment with new interests without fear of judgment, and to spend your time on activities that you genuinely love, rather than what others might have expected of you. Maybe you've always had a passion for painting but never had the time to pursue it. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a new language, master a new recipe, or read every book by a particular author. This is your time. You may live by yourself, but that doesn't mean your inner world has to be quiet. When you discover a purpose that resonates with your soul, it fills your personal space with meaning. And that meaning, however modest or private, is what keeps your spirit vibrant. So, if today feels a bit too quiet, ask yourself, what is one thing I can create, learn, nurture, or share tomorrow? Not for anyone else's validation, but for your own sense of peace. Because when you find purpose in solitude, you transform it. You turn it into a source of strength. If you're still with us and these ideas have resonated with you, please let us know by typing the number 4 in the comments below. And if you haven't already, we encourage you to subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Your support is what allows us to continue creating helpful and inspiring content. Living on your own in your senior years can be one of life's most significant adjustments. It can feel as though the world has become quieter, smaller, and a bit more out of reach. But it is also a season of life where, with the right habits and a positive outlook, you can rediscover aspects of yourself that may have been hidden beneath years of obligations and a bustling life. Perhaps you recognized a part of your own experience in our discussion today. Maybe you felt the weight of a quiet home or wondered if you were the only one navigating this path. You are not alone. And more importantly, you are not without power. Creating a consistent routine, staying gently active, connecting with others in meaningful ways, and discovering a purpose that makes your days feel significant. These are not just pleasant notions. They are practical tools. They are how you nurture your spirit, protect your health, and make life feel rich and full again, even when you're the only one at the dinner table. So, which of these 4 ideas spoke to you the most? Is there one you already practice? And is there one you might be inspired to try starting tomorrow? Thank you for spending this time with us today. We would be delighted to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one insight you gained today and how you might incorporate it into your life. Your thoughts are very important to us, so please don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments provides us with great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it beneficial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support helps us continue our mission to create content that informs and inspires. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.